All right, learners, so we are back to solve and check our daily math review. So make sure you have your colored writing utensil. And remember, we're counting up to see the strategies you use to make sure you got these problems correct. So let's start with number one. For number one, remember I said that drawing a picture makes it really easy to add these numbers. So that's the strategy I'm going to practice today. So I'm starting with 12 and then I'm adding 4. Remember, this sign tells us that we're adding more. So we are going to be adding 4 more to 12. So let me go ahead and draw 12, and I'm just going to draw dots because those are what I think is easiest. You can also draw lines if that's what you think is easiest. So here I drew 12 dots, and then I'm adding 4. So I'm not taking away, but I'm adding more. So I'm going to do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can count them up to see what 12 plus 4 is. So I know on this side it's 12, 5, 10, 11, 12, and I'm adding 4. So this would be 13, 14, 15, 16. So if you got 16 for your answer, you can give yourself a check. And today, if you drew a picture, you can give yourself a check. So even if you didn't get the answer right, if you drew a picture to help you get the answer right, you can give yourself a check for using that strategy. So right now, you could have 2 checks. And make sure you're checking with your colored writing utensil. Right now, we're not using a pencil, we're just checking our work. All right, and then number 2, we have 15 minus 5. So that minus sign tells me that I am taking away. I'm not adding, I'm taking away. So I'm gonna start with 15 because 15 is my whole, that's what I'm taking from. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And because I'm taking away, I'm going to X out some of those dots because they're not going to be in there anymore. They're being subtracted. So I'm going to take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I can count up to see what the answer is. So that's 5, 10. Your answer is 10. If you got 10 as your answer, you can give yourself a check. And if you drew a picture where you were taking away, you can give yourself a check for using that strategy also. So right now you could have 4 checks, right? And then let's go down to number 3 and let's see what number is being shown. So remember, you're supposed to be using your place value chart. If you drew your place value chart and you used it, give yourself a check for that because this is an amazing strategy whenever you're putting numbers into standard form. All right, let's start with our hundreds place. How many hundreds do we have? We have 100, 200, 300s. So I'm going to put 3 in the hundreds place because I have 3 hundreds blocks. How many tens do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put a 3 in the tens place. If you got a 3 in the hundreds place, give yourself a check. If you got a 3 in the tens place, give yourself a check. Now, am I finished? Is this number complete? Does this number represent 33? No, I also have to plug in my ones place. Okay, so how many ones blocks are shown in this number? 0. There are 0 ones. So if you got a 0 in the ones place, you can give yourself a check for that also. This number is not 33, it's 330. Okay, so you have to make sure you put that 0 in the ones place. So let's see how many checks we could have gotten today. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Today you could have gotten 8 checks. So somewhere on your paper, count up the number of checks that you got and give it a circle. And we want to make sure that we got more checks today than we did yesterday, right? And then I also want you to think about what's a strategy you can use tomorrow that you didn't use today. All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow for your daily math review.